Hey guys, Lego 14 and I'm here today with another custom Lego minifigure showcase video, and today I have my custom Lego Avengers Age of Ultron. So this is what I've been working on for the last months. I don't know how long it's been, guys. I've just been really cracking at these minifigures. I have 10 minifigures for this showcase. I have Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, Black Widow, Hawkeye, Hulk, Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, Vision, and Ultron himself. A total of 10 minifigures, and that's the biggest amount I've ever done for one video. I haven't been on YouTube that long, but this is going to be my biggest showcase yet, and I'm super excited to be showing you guys these minifigures. I hope you guys enjoy, so let's dive straight into this showcase. Alright guys, so I guess we'll start off with the Hulk from Avengers Age of Ultron. Now, first off, this is Lego's Hulk from the Lego Hulkbuster set. If you guys have not purchased that set, I wouldn't guarantee it. Sorry, words. I would definitely recommend getting it because it's a really awesome set. You get a lot of minifigures for it, and you get the Hulk, and the Hulk is 10 times better and just an awesome Hulk in comparison to the last version of Hulk. And I really do enjoy this new version of Hulk, so I do recommend getting him. So, what I have done to this Hulk is, for this video, if you know, Hulk is always getting into fights and smashing stuff, and he's always going to get covered in battle damage. So what I did is I've splattered gray and bits of green around him to represent as a battle damage effect all over the minifigure. It's not super heavy. You can see it in some areas, but I didn't want to go all crazy. Yeah, maybe in a future video I will do some new techniques I figured out of how to do a little bit more battle damage, so I might do that, and then I'll do an update video on the Hulk. If you guys don't know, I do plan on updating some of the minifigures eventually later on, like even put in War Machine and possibly Falcon. I don't know if Falcon is in the film though. So, besides that, also I have painted his pants in a dark gray color, as you can see right here. These are the same pants design that are on the actual Lego figure. They were in purple on the set, and I just painted them all in a dark gray. I kept the design and the symbol there for the Avengers symbol, and I painted those bigger black spots that are supposed to be red into, well, black. They were originally red. And the Lego group did an amazing job on the face. Shout out to them for that. The face is amazing on the Hulk. I really do like it. And yeah, that's about it for Hulk. There's not much else. There's not much to go off of. I finished in one day. I finished Hulk in one day in comparison to everyone else that probably took weeks to finish. He was very fast to do. I finished in the minute I got the set, and it's really awesome to have this Hulk figure. And yeah, so let's move on to a new minifigure and get going with this showcase. There's a lot to do. We have 10 minifigures to cover, so I hope you guys can bear with me.
Well, you amazingly failed.
Alright guys, so here we have Black Widow from Avengers Age of Ultron, and this has got to be one of my favorite minifigures that I've made. She just turned out really nice and really great, and for multiple reasons. One is I actually made the arms in a month in advance, and then when I snapped them onto the new Lego torso, it was just like, wow, they went on so well that it just matched perfectly, and I was so glad about that, and it just really topped the minifigure off. So speaking about the arms, as you can see, more or less it is just a black matted paint with a gray outlining to represent like the kind of leatherous patches that she has, a strap going around to make a shoulder pad. I can't speak, an elbow pad, and then she's got some more blue electric lining through. She's got the actual electric gauntlets. I forget what these are called in the comics and whatever they're called anyway, but the straps do go all the way over to the end of the hand, as you can see there, and it is the same design on the other hand, and it just really looks the same. There's like no difference between them, and that's what's also really great about this. As you can see, she does have an accessory, and that accessory is it's a brick arms pistol. I do not know exactly which type of pistol it is. I could look it up and maybe post it, but there will be a link in the description down below to the website. All I did to the pistol was paint the chamber, there we go, the chamber silver and the end of the barrel in a gunmetal color to give it like the little dot there. And then you can see on her legs I did paint the entire knee pads. Lego just painted on half of them, and I decided to paint the rest of them on, and then I painted on some boots for her, and there is a gun holster here, as you can see right there, and the strap goes all the way around with some more blue outlining, blue electric lining. On the torso, all I did was, this is all Lego's torso, the back and front, and all I did was paint the flesh tone a little more accurate of a color. And if I can remove the head real quick, the electricity goes all the way up her shoulders and to the back. So I like how that turned out. And speaking of removing the head, you can see I've utilized Lego's new hairpiece. That's really nice for Black Widow's well, it's not super accurate, but it works a lot better than the original one. And I do like this hairpiece quite a bit. It's going to be useful to have now for some Lego minifigures. And her face is completely hand custom painted by me. As you can see, this is going to be one of my best female faces to date, and it turned out really nice. The lips, the little chin mark, the eyebrows, the eyes themselves, all turned out really nice. So yeah, that's about it for Natasha Romanoff. There's not much else to go over. It's going to be really interesting, though, in this film, how Scarlett Johansson and Mark Ruffalo are going to work this out. I'm interested to see, because apparently her and the Hulk kind of have like this relationship of controlling the Hulk. And it's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out. Like, a lot of the characters are supposedly going to get a much deeper story to, like, tell their past, and that's going to be great. But how are they going to fit it into like 2 hours and maybe a half an hour? I don't know how long the movie is. I think it's 2 hours and 30 minutes, something like that. How are they going to fit all 10 characters, like, with all their backgrounds? I can't wait to see it. I've heard it's amazing. I can't wait to see this movie. So let's continue on with the showcase and see some more customs. These are some of my best minifigures to date.
We're fighting an army of robots. And I have a bow and arrow.
Alright guys, so here we have Hawkeye from Avengers Age of Ultron, and right off the top of the bat I want to go over his accessories real quick before we go over the actual minifigure. And as you can see, I do have some Brick Forge accessories for him, and that is a Brick Forge arrow with a silver tip and a Brick Forge compound bow with some red detailing. This is the same kind of bow I use for my custom Lego arrow, if you guys remember that from that showcase, but just with this piece still on. I don't know what that's called, but I have it red painted around the handle itself, and let me get those out of the way real quick before we can look at the actual minifigure. I do have a string going through the bow. I was about to say quiver. So yeah, so right off, this outfit I really do like. I don't know about you guys. I've heard a lot of people doubting it in comparison to the one without the sleeves. And I really like this new outfit because I think it looks better, the kind of trench coat type of look. I decided to go with Lego's torso and legs, and more or less I painted on the belt buckle there, as you can see right there, the boots, the little arrow holsters right there. Those little, I'll explain those in a second. And then the straps go all the way around, and he also has the continuation of his waist cape there. So really quick, I did use green stuff, and I sculpted on these little silver metal boxes, and what those are, more or less, if you've seen the trailers, Hawkeye pulls these out, and then they clicks a button and like 10 arrows pop out. So they're more or less another arrow holster case that he has on his boots. They're pretty cool, and I sculpted them with green stuff, and they turned out really nice. They're both the same on both sides. And on the arm detailing, the arms turned out really nice, the detailing and everything on there, to the top and the bottom. These straps do continue all the way to the outside of the hand, to there, and that is tricky to do, not have it scrape off. This side is completely the same as this side, both designs, and this side does have the finger caps going all the way around his hand. I do not know the proper name for that, so excuse me for not knowing stuff about archery. But on the back, speaking of archery, on the back, we do have his quiver, and his quiver is sculpted with green stuff, as you can see. It's a little off looking, but it turned out really nice in the end when I finally got the arrow quivers. And these arrows for the quiver are from Brick Warriors. There'll be a link in the description down below. I'll more or less cut them off and then glue them on. Excuse me. And you can see I painted them silver, and then the quiver itself has some gray lines going through to represent the actual arrows. I'm not going to remove it because if you guys have seen the Lego torso, it's more or less that's just on the back of the torso. I've also utilized Lego's face. Now, originally I was going to paint my own entire head, but I didn't have a lot of time, and I really liked how this head looked already, but just didn't look like Jeremy Renner as the actor for Hawkeye. So more or less I painted the cheekbones along the sides and around the mouth, and I think it really portrays his character very well, and I really do like how it turned out. Now, his hairpiece is the Sleepy hairpiece from the set. I just painted it in a dark brown to kind of give it like that matted look the hair has, because all actors in movies seem to have greasy hair. Yeah, but yeah, so that's about it for Hawkeye. Let me give him his accessories back real quick. And I'm really excited to see how Hawkeye plays out in this film. They said they're going to give him a much bigger role, because in the original movie he was just more or less Loki's minion, and we're going to see a lot more of Hawkeye, and that's going to be awesome. I just can't wait to see how they're going to fit all this into one movie. So it's really exciting. I just felt like we watched Avengers 2 yesterday, and it's just Avengers 1, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to think of all this stuff. I have a lot to do, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this minifigure, so let's move on and continue on this showcase.
I am mighty.
Okay, guys, so here we have Thor, the God of Thunder. Now, Thor was my first custom minifigure to finish out of all the minifigures. He was the first one to get done. I started on him way before I did his legs, and I did his... I got his hairpiece and everything way before the sets came out of the new, Avengers Age of Ultron sets. And speaking of which, the only thing that I've used of the Lego groups is the hammer, the torso, and the face. The rest is all me. So first off, the torso is just a new Lego Thor torso. It's a really cool torso. I really do like it. And then the hammer is just a standard Lego Thor hammer with a gunmetal top and a brown handle for, to represent like the wood that's indestructible. And this is not painted because it would scrape off. So that is his hammer. And if you're wondering what hairpiece I'm using, this hairpiece is actually from the Lord of the Rings, the Hobbit sets. If you guys have not got any of those sets, these are like the Keely and Feely and Thor and Oakenshield hairpieces. And I decided to use this one. I thought it was for the best. And as you can see, I did paint it in a blonde color, the same color as the beard I painted in. And as you can see, I have the original Thor face from the sets in 2012. And I have that painted in. Then you can see a little braid on the back there, up there. And I also do have an alternative facial expression for him that I did make. So it's alternative facial expression. This is the new angry face that they've given us with the Lego sets, and that is the beard is painted on this face as well. And so speaking of Lego, the one reason why I chose this hair mold is because Thor's hair is a lot longer now in comparison to the first film, and this one kind of curves back for like a quiver to stick out, and it works really well with the cape. I really do like how that turned out. I'm not going to turn around the minifigure. If you guys know what the Thor back printing looks like, you'll know. But the gauntlets are more or less the same on both sides. They have both turned out really nice. And I did paint the wrist of Thor in a red color. And you can see both hands are... Oh, sorry about that. Knocked someone over. Both gauntlets are the same on both sides. They turned out really nice. I do like how these gauntlets turned out. So, on his legs here, as you can see, there is a little waist cape going down the front of his torso, and you can see his boots with the silver designs, the black lines going down, and on the side of his leg, I decided to take off his cape anyway. So as you can see on his legs, I do have a chainmail design painted on to the side of his legs with the continuation of the boot design all the way around, and on the back you can see Lego's torso right there. If I can just pop it off, you can see right there, there's Lego's torso. The back printing is pretty nice. And it's the same on this side as the design on his legs. They're both the same. And yeah, so there's not much else to go over Thor. Let me give him back all of his accessories real quick. Alright, so that about wraps it up for Thor. Thor turned out really great. He was the first one I finished, like I said. And really excited to see Thor return in this film. They're supposedly going to make him a lot more humorous. So that'll be fun to watch and see how they interact with the other characters, if Thor being a little more funny. Thor's had some awesome movies, and I can't wait to see him return in Avengers Age of Ultron. So without further ado, let's continue on with the showcase.
I'm sick of watching people pay for our mistakes.
Guys, so here we have Captain America in his Avengers Age of Ultron outfit, and just to tell you, this is my first custom Captain America that I've ever really attempted to do. I customized my first Avengers when I first ever got the sets, but I never really messed around with my Captain America, and I'm really glad I did. One thing that didn't happen was I was planning on making him a mask, and that was going to be with a flash cowl. If you guys have seen that, I've been seeing it on the internet. A lot of people have been doing it. I'll pop up some photos for you guys can see. And eventually I might do an updates minifigures on these guys and make maybe War Machine, some other characters like Ultimate Ultron, and I'll make sure to make him with his helmet. I'll make sure to do that and show you guys. And I might redo his legs, because his legs do have a few problems. I will point that out. But besides that, this minifigures turned out really great, especially the face. I don't know about you guys. A lot of people have been telling me stop painting faces and just use normal Lego heads, but practice makes perfect. If I stop practicing making Lego heads, it's never gonna happen. And these have to be some of my best painted faces I've ever done, in my opinion. I don't know about you guys, but they've turned out really nice. I just need to really get down where the eyeballs go, the little white dots. So first off, we're gonna go real quick, and he does have his shield. As you can see, this is the original Lego shield in the dark red color, not the new one in the light red color. And more or less what I have done is I painted the white in a silver with some battle damage effect, and then on the back side of the shield I did, I'm gonna move that real quick, I did put on the straps and the lines on the shield, and then I finally noticed right when I finished this that his not has the straps anymore, but I left it anyway because I'd have to scratch this all off and redo it. So yeah, let me get that out of the way real quick, and then we can move on to the actual minifigure. On his torso, it is just Lego's torso. The back is the same as Lego's torso, but the front of the torso, the only thing that is different, I don't know if you guys can really tell, but on the, let me move that back there. On the front of the torso, around the star right here, is a little bit of a darker blue paint. It's kind of like how his neck is. So I decided to do that, and it kind of gave it a little bit better of an effect. And I do like how I did this. All I've done to the torso. I was going to do straps all the way up him, but they didn't turn out so well. And speaking... Oop. Gonna hit my camera there. Speaking of the head, on his neck, as you can see, there is a blue neck there that I did paint on, and on the back of the neck there is a red bark there, so I decided to do that. This is a standard issue Lego hairpiece painted in the same color as Thor's hairpiece. It's just painted hairpiece, and as you can see on his face right there, I'll give you a close-up on that. It turned out really nice. I really think I captured how Chris Evans looked, and I was planning on making a secondary facial expression, but I never got around to it. But yeah, it turned out okay. So, I guess we'll go to the arms on Captain America. I did actually decide to do the little Avengers symbols. Those were very difficult to put onto his arms up there, as you can see those symbols there. Those were probably the most difficult part of this minifigure, was doing that. But I was able to do it, and they turned out really nice. And as you can see, he has a brown glove, his gauntlet. You can see the white there with the lining, the little metal piece that's apparently like a magnet that connects to his shield. And this arm is completely the same as the other one. You can see right there. And the design does go all the way to the side of the arm there, the leather design. But on his legs of the minifigure, you can see I do have the kind of like plasticky stripes going down there, the designs going down there, with some sculpted knee pads. It was a last minute decision to give him sculpted knee pads, and I'm glad I did, because it really just, it tops out the minifigure, I think, with some sculpted knee pads. And as you can see, he does have some tiny tactical pouches there. Link will be in the description down below to his website. And I just took the tiny tactical pouches and I glued them on here, as you can see, with a red line going through them, going down to the legs on both sides, and some red on the belt on the side of his legs. Let me move his arms back down here, and then you can see on the bottom of his feet he does have his boots on with yeah, some various detailing, some red markings, and some little bit of buckles. And yeah, this is probably my best Captain America I've ever made. Like I said, this is my first Captain America I've ever made, and he turned out really nice. And I might make an update version of him. If you guys didn't notice, on his leg here there is like a glue residue mark there, so I might redo his legs and give him a cowl. But besides that, he turned out really nice, and I really do enjoy this Captain America minifigure.
Isn't why we fight so we can end the fight and go home?
Alright guys, so here we have Iron Man in the Mark 43. This new Iron Man suit is very cool, and I really like how it turned out. I have utilized a lot of Lego stuff into this minifigure, and I'll go over that really quick. On this minifigure, what I have used of Legos is the torso and legs, and the face mask, and the back of the torso. And that is all Legos, and the rest of it is me, just to point that out real quick. So, little hair right there, go away. So on the torso right away, all I've done to that is put in a blue arc reactor on his torso, and that turned out really nice, and I really do like how that turned out. One thing is, I do want to mention real quick, I was originally going to use an Amazing Armory torso. If you guys have not heard of that, I will put a link in the description down below to his website, or I might not, because I've contacted the dude and he didn't respond to me for months no, not months, but weeks. I keep contacting him, recontacting him, and I never got the torso piece. So I had to improvise at one point, because I was like, I'm not going to get a hold of this, what am I going to do? So what I did was I actually took green stuff and sculpted on some shoulder pads, as you can see here. They're both more or less the same kind of shoulder pads. They turned out really nice, probably some of the best. It just really turned out nice. I really do like how they turned out. And they just top off the minifigure. If they weren't there, I think it would just, I don't know, it just doesn't give that Iron Man effect. So I do like how this turned out. I might do this with more Iron Men by giving them shoulder pads, or eventually getting some amazing armory equipment for them. So speaking of the arms have the most detail on this minifigure. Probably some of the most complicated work on all these figures is the arms of Iron Man. As you can see, there is various silver lines and gold lines and outlining, all very accurate to the Mark 43. And you can see the gauntlet right there. That was hard to do, and the shoulder pad is painted in a dark red. Same on the other side, as you can see there. It all turned out really nice. The design does go to the bottom of the hand on the side. I always like to try to make that work. On the legs, there's not much. On the front, all I did was paint on the black designs down on the bottom, because originally I was going to paint my own legs because these are supposed to be up on his thighs and then those supposed to be knee pads, but I decided to go with Lego's legs. I didn't have a lot of time to finish these minifigures, so I went with Lego's legs. And then on the side of the legs is most of the detail that comes into this figure. As you can see down there, there is the gold with black lining, silver lining that continues onto the back to his legs. As you can see, they're both the same on both sides of the legs. They both turned out very nice. If I pick up the minifigure really quick, you can see that the designs on the side of his legs, the silver little lines, are the same on the inside of the legs. I tried to do that. I made them as the same on both sides, so they turned out really nice that way. So with Iron Man here, the face mask is Lego's face. I'll turn that around real quick. The face mask is Lego's face mask. All I have done to it is painted the eyes in a blue color, and I painted the mouth, outlined the mouth in black, and outlined various lines on the helmet, as you can see right there, in black. The lines go all the way up the helmet, as you can see right there. They go all the way up. So those are really nice. I really like how those turned out. And inside the face mask, yeah, you can see there's a Tony Stark head in there, and that turned out really nice. I did paint the neck in a red color for it doesn't like show his flesh exposed. I did not paint in a like a HUD on the mask because I didn't want to do that. I didn't think it was necessary. As you also can see, I painted some silver in the cheeks there, and if I remove the helmet, there is nothing inside. Sorry, I'm knocking stuff over on my desk. That's a little background noise, but there's nothing inside the helmet of Iron Man, and he does have a red neck, and there is Tony Stark. So Tony Stark's Iron Man Mark 43 suit turned out really nice, and I hopefully will make the Mark 45 if you guys have seen that in the various new Lego sets, Iron Man vs. Ultron. So do expect that one, possibly, and a War Machine. And this minifigure turned out really great. I hope you guys do enjoy him as well. I can't wait to see Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. do Captain America Civil War. That's going to be amazing. That's next year. I can't believe it's next year. Movies are coming out so quick now. I wish they were like at least a year apart, but no, like 2 years apart, not at least a year, because that's what they've been doing. But what am I going to do? I'm going to try my best, and I hope you guys enjoyed this minifigure. So let's continue on with the showcase. Alright, so walking away from the noticeable Avengers, all 6 of the originals that were in the first movie, we have a new character here that I am very excited about. We have Quicksilver. Now, Quicksilver, I was skeptical about it because, I don't know, I wasn't super interested, but I've seen all the trailers and how it's going to look. Quicksilver looks like he's going to be an amazing character to see in the film. And I have recreated more or less Lego's design with my own design into a more accurate color base, because Lego's isn't super accurate to the actual film version of the Quicksilver outfit. Lego has a lightish blue color. I'll pop up a photo for you guys and see what I mean. And I redid this minifigure to my liking. And so more or less on the torso of this minifigure, you can see it is in a light bluish gray with a dark gray base. You can see I painted in the white lines going down his outfit, the little bit of the skin tone by the shirt. The design does continue to his side of his torso, and I did like how that turned out. It goes all the way to the back. The back is the same design as Lego's design because I didn't know what it looked like in the film, so I just went with Lego's design. The arms are painted with a dark blue and light blue outlining, and they turned out really nice. It does not continue to the bottom of the hand. Well, it somewhat does, but it keeps scratching off. So the other arm is the same as this one. As you can see right there, has the same design there. Turned out really nice. So the legs of the minifigure I designed off of the reference photos that I could find of Quicksilver. As you can see right there, they have the blue little arrows going to opposite sides, and they continue all the way up the legs, outlined with a silver color, go all the way up, and you can see there's a white line there in the dark gray color, the same on this side, and he has some dark bluish gray shoes on, and he has some white outlining on the bottom of those, and those turned out really nice, as you can see right there. The back of the torso, like I said, was designed off Legos. And then the face. The face was a big thing for me because I did not have Lego's face. I decided to paint my own head, and I think it turned out decent. It was the original one was pretty bad, so I did redo it in a few days from here. I know one of the eyes is a little off from the other, you can tell right away, but that's because the eyebrow is connecting to that one, so it's not super bad. And I did use the Luke Skywalker hairpiece, if you guys remember this, from the Millennium Falcon set, and I painted it in a white color. Originally I was going to use the skater hairpiece, but after seeing that, it was just like, it's nothing accurate to Quicksilver. So let me remove that real quick so you guys can see a little bit better of the face right there. So the face isn't totally bad. The eyebrows are cut off a bit because they didn't need to, because the hair kind of covers it up. There's nothing on the back of the head, but it is all painted face. And when this is put on, it's not as bad to look at because, you know, it cuts off the eyebrows, so you really don't need to have the full eyebrows there. And yeah, there's not much else to go over Quicksilver. He was kind of a really quick, not trying to be punny here, he was really quick to make. He wasn't very long and tedious like the other ones. He was more or less simple to make, and I really do like how he turned out, my end result of my Quicksilver minifigure. And yeah, so let's move on to his sister, Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch is going to be an amazing character. I can't wait to see how she plays out in the film.
We can tear them apart.
Alright guys, so here we have Scarlet Witch. Now Scarlet Witch, right off the front of the minifigure, if you notice, I did give her some translucent red little studs to represent her powers, because I just wanted something to kind of represent that. So let me remove those really quick from her hands. And the Scarlet Witch Lego minifigure, her head and a lot of parts of her were just inaccurate, especially the hairpiece in the face, and I decided to take upon myself of painting my own Lego face for Scarlet Witch, and it really turned out nice. I really do like how it turned out. It was very interesting to paint on like a matte expression with like lips on it, and I think it turned out very well. The eyes turned out nice, the eyebrows turned out nice. It all worked out in the end. I really do like how the face turned out. Let me know what you guys think of the face in the comments down below. So what I have used for the hairpiece is, this is a Pirates of the Caribbean's like Elizabeth hairpiece, if you guys remember this, and I painted it into a brown color because I didn't have a brown one available. The same with the Hawkeye, so I had to paint it to improvise, and it turned out very nice. I do like how it turned out. It really represents her hairstyle in the film. So as you can see on her arms here, her hands have a on the wrist are painted in a black color with her kind of like leather, I guess you could say leather gloves that go up to almost her elbows, with the little designs there, like the jewelry pieces that are on her. You can see her pulled up sleeves. I did paint a dark red stripe across to represent like the cuffed up sleeves, and how kind of you know, it's just a different color base. It's the same on this side. As you can see, the designs do continue all the way to the bottom of the hands on the side. Like I said before, I've been trying to do that with a lot of minifigures. And let me really quick remove her head and the hairpiece. Remove that real quick. This is Lego's torso from the Lego set. I do really like the design, so I kept with it. All I did was I painted the two little medallions, one in green and one is red, and I decided to do that, and it turned out really nice. As you can see on the back is the same design. And let me really quick put her head back on. You can see a little bit better of the face right there. It turned out really nice. I really do like how it looks. It doesn't look good unless you put the hairpiece on, though, I will say that. But on her legs, this is Lego's printed legs, and more or less I just painted the skin tone in a better skin tone color and wrapped it around all the way around her legs, as you can see. to the back on both sides. And if I lift up her hands real quick, you can see I did paint on the continuation of the like fabric-y outlinings, and they turned out really nice, especially on this side. This side I really like how that. Sorry about that little cutout there, guys, but there was a little background noise. Like I was saying, I'm super excited to see these characters in the movie. Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver look like they're going to be amazing characters. The actors who are playing them are amazing. I've seen some of the movies they've done, and I can't wait to see how they interact with Ultron and the rest of the Avengers. It's going to be really exciting, so I can't wait to see Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver in Avengers Age of Ultron. So that's about it. They're very simple. They're not really complicated in comparison to everyone else, but they're still very awesome to have with the rest of the minifigures. Alright guys, second to last we have the Vision. Now Vision was really cool to make. I really did enjoy making him, and I didn't use a lot of Lego stuff. All I've used of Lego, excuse me, is the face. The face is Legos, the head is Legos more or less, not the face. But that is all I've used of Legos because Lego decided to, like, for some weird reason, they decided to make him in a, like, sand light green color, and it really didn't make much sense. But, right at the top of the bat, I guess we'll go to the cape. The cape is a Cape Madness cape. There'll be link in the description down below to Cape Madness, because you'll want to know where that is now with the new design of Lego's capes. But as you can see on the back here of the cape, this is the new design for Vision's cape. Like, we originally got our first design for Vision cape, and it apparently wasn't accurate at all, so I had to redo his cape. Well, I didn't totally redo it, but this is the one side of the cape that is accurate to the film, apparently. As you can see, I put a lot of various linings in gold with red stripes and stuff. It turned out really nice. I do like how it turned out. And if I remove his head real quick, because the cape's going to get in the way quite a bit of doing this. Alright, take his head off real quick. Snap that back on. Get right there. So, on the inside of the cape, this is the original design for Vision's cape right here. I decided to keep it on the inside and then do the outside like this, so I do like how that turned out. It turned out really nice. I'm going to keep his cape off for a little bit because it's just going to kind of get in the way of the minifigure. So as you can see on the torso, you can get a little better look at that, and it turned out really nice. I do like how this torso turned out. The gold does not continue up to the side of his shoulders because he's wearing a freaking cape, so why would I do that? On the arms of the minifigure, you can see various designs with a red pattern going down there onto the side of the arms with the gauntlets with gold and the kind of purplish red, I don't know what color you would call this. I thought it was magenta, but I keep looking up. I had to mix a lot of paint to kind of match that color. As you can see, there's a little bit of there in there, and then on the back of the hands. The arms are both the same. I got them as best as I could to represent each other. They turned out really nice. Now, on the back of the minifigure, I did not finish the back of the minifigure. If you're wondering why, is I was thinking, wait, I'm going to be having a cape on him, and the back is scratched. So don't bother with the back. The back is going to be covered up anyway. I don't need to make the back. Now on the face, this face really represents Paul Bettany, the actor for the Vision, and it really looks nice. So I decided to keep the face and paint the blue little triangle there in yellow, and then paint the entire like mask on the side, kind of encasing his head. As you can see right there, I painted on as best as I could. I saw a new design when they finally released photos, and I just didn't want to have to redo it all. So I already had this head done and finished, so I decided to keep it. As you can see, I do have some red little patches on the side of his head that kind of go up his neck. I do like how that turned out as well. So I was satisfied with the head. I know it's not super accurate because in comparison to the new kind of designs of Vision, it isn't accurate. His legs are more or less Lego's legs. Like I said, you can see the little various dots going down the lines, and the boots in the red, gold, and maroon color. If that is a maroon color, I do not know, like I said. On the side of the legs, we have a gold stripe going across, half the boot, and like that. As you can see, the rest of it is pink in the back, and the same can be said for this side leg. So they're both more or less the same, and that's about it for Vision. I don't know a lot about Vision or Ultron, in that matter of fact. I'm not much of a comic book person. I don't look up comics now. I used to, but I don't because the cinematic universe is amazing, and if I look up comics, I get spoiled of what's going to happen in the story. So I know nothing about Vision or Ultron, in that matter of fact. So I'm really excited to see how these characters play out. I've heard of them. I've heard these two actors, Paul Bettany. Like, Paul Bettany played Jarvis, and I really like Jarvis, and to see him as the Vision is going to be awesome to see how that works out. So I can't wait to see this. So this is my representation of the Vision. I hope you guys enjoyed him, and let's move on to Ultron himself.
Hope. I'll take that from them first.
Alright guys, so here we have Ultron himself, and I just want to say really quick, to finish off this showcase with Ultron, he just turned out every way I wanted him to. Ultron just turned out to be one of my favorite minifigures to do. He was the last one I finished, and he was just awesome. I was originally I was going to make him with like the Lego short legs and arms that they provided, but if I did that, he would just be so short, and after seeing how tall he is to all the Avengers, it was like, I'm glad I gave him woody arms and legs. So as you can see, I have given him woody arms and legs. The torso is Legos. I have not done anything with that besides painted these pipings in silver to connect to the legs a little better, and that's all I've done on the torso. But it's just a lot of different lining and outlining on this minifigure. It really tops him off, and various red lines going through it just gives that, you know, Ultron type of look. And the only sad thing about this minifigure is I was never able to really actually finish it because I never finished the inside of the legs, as you can see there, and I probably not going to for a while because I didn't have a lot of time to do this. I had a few days to record this and everything, so I just finished him up because I'm not going to be separating his legs, and it's not a total loss to not have the inside of the legs with designs on them, so I thought I would just go with it. And I'm glad I did because I was able to get a lot more time in recording and editing this video. So, as you can see, I guess we'll start with his legs. His legs, he's got a lot of various red lining, and you can see the knee pads there, the bottom of the feet, these silver, like it's in a gunmetal with silver. You can see some dark gray in there and red lines. It really just turned out very, very nice. And on the side of the legs, if I can go over there, focus on him. On the side of the legs, as you can see right there, we got a lot of detailing going on there, and it really turned out nice. And on the bottom of the feet, you can see some more detailing on that side. Technically, except for the back, there's not much on the back because I didn't think I need to really put a lot on the back, so I did some lining and stuff, and it turned out nice. Both sides of the legs are identical to each other. The same with the front. They both turned out really nice, very much so accurate to each other, and they really work. So the arms of the minifigure turned out really nice as well. You can see a lot of various lining and metal plates and stuff like that. The gauntlets with red little squares there and the red little outlinings of the joints and stuff. It just really turned out nice. I really like how this minifigure turned out. And then the biggest part would be the head. The head has lots of lines, red lines going all the way across the top and finishing off in the back of the minifigure. You can see there's a silver stripe going on to the top of his head from there down there. There is some various outlines on the back here, some little red squares. The side of the like fin cheek guards have some various linings on the side. Has the eyebrows above I decided to paint on there because that really just gives a nice level of effect to the minifigure. Sorry for the little cutoff there, but as you can see on the face, there's a lot of more various linings, the eyebrows, the eyes, and like I said, you can see the designs all over the minifigure, and it really turned out nice. Now the inside is just a Lego Ultron head, and there's not much to go over there. I did not paint in some different eyes. I was trying to do that, but I didn't have a lot of time, so I just went with the normal like human eyes, and it's okay. I am satisfied with it. And yeah, that's about it for Ultron. He turned out really great. I really do like how this minifigure turned out. Probably one of my best minifigures to date. The woody arms and legs, I believe, was a great choice because it just, if he was short like the Ultron drones, it just wouldn't be the same. It would just, you know, it just doesn't make sense. He's taller than everyone else, so I might as well have made him taller, and I'm glad I did, and he really turned out great. I want to hear you guys' opinion on him because I was a little skeptical about him myself, but after I finished him, I really did enjoy him. So if you guys do enjoy Ultron, like this video up. We're going to continue to the conclusion of this video, and you guys can see all these minifigures in one final little awesome shot that I've made, and yeah. Alright, so that about wraps it up for my custom Lego minifigure showcase, guys, on my Avengers Age of Ultron. I am super excited about this film. I don't know about you guys. And it comes out in 2 days, and it's going to be out by the time I post this, and I'm going to be watching, and I'm going to be in Oshkosh, away from my home, so hopefully I will still be able to watch it when I'm up there. I'm going to some kind of convention, I don't know what. But I do want to tell you really quick what I am making and what is coming to the channel, and that would be more CW minifigures, Guardians of the Galaxy, Ant-Man, Star Wars Rebels, Episode 7 minifigures of Star Wars, and Assassin's Creed Rogue. I am working on those finally. And a lot more. I can't talk about it all at once, but if you want to know what I am working on, don't forget to follow me on Twitter and my secondary channel. Links will be in the description down below. And yeah, without further ado, guys, please like up the video, and I'll see you guys in the new age of Avengers Age of Ultron in Phase 3. And a lot of movies are coming out of Avengers and Marvel and stuff, and it's really exciting. Like I said, hope you guys enjoy. I'll see you guys around.
To save